call something else.
Yeah.
They're going to do the same work.
We will be just as covert in our wording.
Critical race theory.
Critical race theory.
Critical race theory.
Some Ohio lawmakers want to ban what is known as critical race theory from being taught in K through 12 schools.
I'm Adam Gillette with Accuracy in Media, and this is the second part of our investigation into public education in Ohio. Today we travel to Cincinnati, where administrators made it clear to us that even if it was illegal to teach the principles of critical race theory, they would keep doing so and just, quote, not call it that.
And our friends in Texas who are educators are like, there's like 10 ways around it. They write these bills to appease constituents.
Always.
Yeah. So even if it passes, no worries?
I'm not. I really am not.
Good.
You know, even now, I mean, the most recent, I'm sure, DeWine passed the bill for teachers to receive like 24 hours of training and they can carry. I'm here. I mean, our superintendent came out with a whole statement on it. It's like, I'm going to tell you that's not going to happen. I mean, you could, again, he has conversations with the board.
Yeah.
Good. But.
So even though the governor said one thing,
Because it's local decision. It really is a local decision. So he can pass it, just like anything else that he passes, but it's up to the local government, which is our governing board, the board, to decide whether or not. I think you'd have a lot of educators, especially in this area.
So even if they did that CRT ban thing locally, they'd be like, not for us?
There's enough for us to not call it that.
Should I be able to stay in my position if this law does go through, heaven forbid, then we will be just as covert in our wording of our, as long as I'm in the seat and don't lose my job over it.
If you have to. It's unfortunate, but
just
if you
change the
have
name,
to.
same thing.
We'll find a way.
Covert. We'll find a way. This is wording you'd expect to hear from a spy agency, from special forces, not from administrators who are trying to trick politicians and trick parents. But wording is an incredibly important part of their deception.
If you were to put being anti-racist on that.
And that was one of the books that we read actually as a staff. That was one of our book studies.
Do you think they would care about that?
Yeah, absolutely. It's always about using me. It's right. It's just around the terms that we use, so that's fine. Okay, we don't need to say that.
Just call it a different thing.
Just call something else.
Yeah.
They're going to do the same work.
Are you able to talk about social justice or anti-racism?
So we do move forward with that. We do. And
Love
so
that.
I would say that's where we feel pretty confident. We as the superintendent, I do choose words wisely though to make sure that we're able to move forward. I want to make sure that we're moving forward with the right frame of mind and reference, and don't want to be stopped at the most important word that
yes.
That's why belonging is really that key word that we focus on.
Belonging and inclusion is a way to talk about social justice without raising a red flag, I guess, or?
In addition to using the radical and debunked New York Times 1619 project, this district is also using the works of Ibrahim X. Kendi.
We don't have the 1619 project as a part of our curriculum officially, but it is referenced as a resource in several places. We have authors on our recommended reading list that other districts have said, don't teach us author.
Like who?
Dr. Ibrahim X. Kendi. He has a book called Stamped.
Kendi argues for racism and discrimination against some groups of people to counterbalance past racism and discrimination against other groups of people. He also blames racism on the Bible. Basically, this radical Marxist makes all the standard arguments of anybody who wants to replace God with government in our society. And your tax dollars are paying for this. In fact, your tax dollars are even paying for this in ELA, English Language Arts classes.
We have a whole department of positive school culture.
Cool.
And social emotional learning. The social emotional learning standards that go K to 12 have also been crosswalked with our ELA curriculum. So they're
So usually the SEL stuff is going to be in the English.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's a way to get anti-racism and social justice understood by children?
Mm-hmm.
So is the mental health part going to include SEL type?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hopefully that will include some of the anti-racist.
Yeah, there's 4 components
rhetoric
of it. There is sense of community, cultural intelligence,
student strengths, and then pillars. Like we do responsive classroom. They have tied social justice, we don't call it that, but we've tied social justice very much into that. Any new teacher, so every teacher in this building for sure is trained in that, and any new teacher coming in, like we just hired new teachers.
Yeah.
They spent a whole week long with a PD, a developer, and he came in for 5 days. But all that work is kind of embedded in building a community so that all our learners are safe.
Once again, they're pushing social justice on your children. They just won't call it that. The people you trust your children with 5 days a week are lying to you. They're changing terms to deceive you. And we all want to think this only happens in Boulder, Colorado or Berkeley, California. But Accuracy in Media has investigated red districts and red states, and we've found these deceptions. We've found these tactics everywhere we go. The only solution is Arizona-style school choice legislation where the money follows the child. As Corey DeAngelis always says, we should fund students, not systems. Please click in the link below to send a message to your legislators demanding school choice. If you enjoyed this video and would like to make sure it reaches the most parents possible, click on the link below to make a tax-deductible contribution. Our work is only made possible through your support. I'm Adam Gillette with Accuracy in Media, and stay tuned because there is more to come in our Ohio investigation.